I was watching YouTube or TikTok or something about a week ago when this young, handsome Hispanic fellow was thanking gay elders for what they went through to make it easier for him to live an authentic life out loud. It took me a minute, but I finally did come around to the fact that he was talking about me. I'm 74 now. He was thanking me for all that I went through coming up as a gay person. It was really sweet, and I gave him a like and went about my business. But I've been thinking about what he said ever since. And it got me to thinking about my own life and who I looked up to when I was his age. I couldn't think of anyone. I was born in 1952, so I was a kid in the 50s and 60s. And back then, we didn't have gay elders. Well, at least we didn't know we had gay elders. The work that was being done about gay people and our issues was kept strictly undercover. Stuff like that didn't become widely known until after Stonewall. I was an orphan and I was raised inside the Catholic Church, which basically means that I lived at the Catholic schools that I attended. My parent figures were all priests, nuns, and brothers, Catholic clergy. I wrote a book about it, what it was like being gay back then. It's called Searching for St Germaine, The True Story of a Gay Catholic Orphan. It's available now to order wherever books are sold, and I put a link in the description below. I'm kind of sorry that you haven't read this book yet. If you're still watching this video, there's a pretty good chance that Searching for St. Germaine is about your history too. I didn't come out until I was 28 years old, and it was mostly because of my Catholic indoctrination. I talk about that in the book. At that point in my life, I had always been taught that there was something wrong with me, that the devil was luring me into a tragic life of debauchery and self-destruction. It was a pretty frightening picture that my parents had painted for me, except for the debauchery part. I went and looked that up, and to tell you the truth, I don't think it's exactly the morbidly frightening highway to hell that Catholics seem to think it is. But anyway, I didn't come out within myself until I was 28, and that set me on a trajectory that has had an underpinning of advocacy for the humanity of people in general, and people like me specifically, gay people. That advocacy translated into editing a gay newsletter in Eureka, California called Humboldt United Gays, better known as HUG or HUG. Is that cute or what? I was kind of wandering in the wilderness, though. I didn't have much of a foundation in being gay. I knew I was gay and had worked out the fact that there was nothing wrong with that, but I didn't really feel like I was grounded in anything substantial. I was an orphan. I didn't have a history or a family tree or anything. Then I moved to Seattle, Washington for a year and didn't have a very good time. There was plenty of gay community in Seattle, but I couldn't find a way to support myself there. I couldn't find work that suited me. So I tucked my tail between my legs and headed back to Humboldt County to regroup and decide what to do next. But while I was in Seattle, something happened that changed everything for me. One of my new Seattle gay friends had handed me a ticket to a movie called Before Stonewall. It was in one of those early living room theaters where there are a bunch of sofas, barco loungers and stuff, tapestries on the wall. Very comfortable for a hippie like me. I can say with confidence that one gay man walked into that theater, a little unsure of himself, without much of a foundation in life to stand on. And an hour and a half later, a whole new man walked out. One fully formed, proud gay man. After seeing that movie, I had found the mooring, the foundation that I thought I had lacked. I know who I am now. I can never unknow that. I come from a long history of men and women who, unbeknownst to me, had worked through even more harrowing experience than I had just to stand in their own humanity. At 35, I was finally standing on solid ground, the shoulders of men and women I didn't even know existed. I have a history, and so do you. But not only do I have a history, but I know why it's important. Remember that name, if you will, before Stonewall. It's a documentary, and it's available on Prime Video, Netflix, and Apple TV. Amazon has it on DVD too, and I'll bet you there's a copy in your local library. If you've ever wondered where your community comes from or what your history as a gay person is, you need to see Before Stonewall. Anyway, after regrouping in Humboldt County, I moved to Portland, Oregon, and it was sort of like a Goldilocks kind of story for me. Humboldt County was too small, Seattle was too big, but Portland turned out to be just right. The gay community here welcomed me like I was an old friend. And with my new foundation in who I am as a gay person, my activism just took off. I was on fire to be counted among my people and to do what I could with what I had to work with. First through Metropolitan Community Church, working with HIV advocacy, and then Measure 9, then with Portland Cable Access. Now, in the 90s, I either produced or took part in producing more gay television programming than all of the TV stations in Oregon, including OPB, had done in their entire history. I wrote a book about that too. It's called Basic Video Production, Everything That You Need to Know to Make Video Like a Professional. Also available wherever books are sold, links below. I wrote that one so that you could have whatever you need to tell your own story using video, and I hope you do. From there, I went into working with homeless men in Portland, trying to help them regain control of their lives and transition from homelessness to stable housing. I was the gay guy at the shelter, and I didn't hide it. I wanted to make sure that there was at least somebody there to connect with gay people who were struggling to find their place in a 100-bed facility full to the rafters with testosterone. And I'm not kidding. We did some good work in those 18 years, and then I retired. Now, I realize that this is beginning to sound like a resume or something, and I guess it kind of is. But my point is that discovering and settling questions about my own history, my own humanity, set me on a path that nearly always included service to others, including but not limited to people like me, gay people. And that brings me to today and the young Hispanic man I mentioned earlier who wanted to thank me last week on YouTube because I'm a gay senior now. I don't know what your name is, but if you're watching this, I want you to know this. If anything that I've done in my entire life has made it a little easier for you to live an authentic life as who you really are, that's a source of pride for me. You are welcome to stand on my shoulders for as long as you need to, just like I'm standing on the shoulders of the brave women and men who came before me, the ones who I learned about in watching Before Stonewall in that cozy little theater in Seattle. And know this, my young friend, as you are entering an arena that is now pressing down on you, much like it pressed down on me and those who came before me, you are not alone. You are the realization of the hopes and dreams of a long line of brave and powerful souls who built the foundation on which you proudly walk today. You are most welcome, my young friend. And if I had it all to do over again, I would like to think that I would do it just a little bit louder. And with that, I'm GL Franklyn for The View from Out Here. Much love.